Thank you so much. You were remembered in my epilogue. Okay, so we're live. Welcome to OnSet. I'm Daniel Norton. If you don't know, we stream live on YouTube and Facebook, I guess. YouTube and Facebook again, so that's good. So if you guys can't be here, you're on a date, you're at class, you're working, you can always pick your phone up and watch on Thursdays. We're here. And I'm Daniel Norton. Dave's on the Mighty Mix today, because Seth is slacking off. I see Dave gets clipped. And we have Paulina here as our wonderful subject. Today we're talking about getting it right in the camera, and this is one of those things that I say a lot, and people are always like, what does that even mean? So I mean, who knows what it means, right? So we're gonna find out today. In the next hour, we'll explore that. So the idea here is that computers are very powerful, and obviously we're all shooting digital for the most part now, and you can do lots of stuff in post and make amazing images, and you put them on your Instagram, and people see your portfolio, and it's wonderful. But when you have somebody in front of you, you want to get them as close as possible to the finished image when they're there. The reason for that is they're gonna wanna see the pictures, unless you're not showing them the pictures, right? It's like they're gonna see something and they're gonna see your work that you do, and then they're gonna see this and it's not gonna match, right? Not everybody's creative, like in figuring that out. They might trust you, whatever, but they're gonna feel a lot more comfortable and confident when they can see it's kind of a finished image, right? That's one of the main reasons. It's one of the reasons why I also shoot tethered. Tethered meaning that we're going to be plugged into the computer when we shoot. So when I say get it right in the camera, I really mean get it right on the computer, which didn't sound right in the thing, so I had to change it. And we're going to get it right for the tether station, so people can see when my client is sitting here, or people watching me online, right? You can see that we have finished photos in the thing. They're ready to go. 99% of the time, I'm able to take my photos and immediately send them to my clients. I don't have to spend a lot of time on post. That saves me time, which is good because I don't have a lot of time, because I like to watch, I like to binge watch things on Netflix, and that takes so much of my time. I can't, and I'm just not a person that likes to spend a lot of time in front of the computer. So part of the reason why I shoot this way isn't because I think it's better or I'm cooler because I do it this way. It's because it saves you time. And I originally started working like this so I could actually shoot more clients and thus, make more money. I don't shoot every single day like I used to do, like headshots and stuff, so I don't need to do it, but it's still great because when I finish, when I finish this now and I can send them right to Paulina, she's super happy, she doesn't have to wait for them. We're basically good to go. She's gonna be happy, hopefully. We'll see if she's smiling at the end, right? She normally is, and we'll be good. So I'm gonna walk through kind of the process. I'm gonna go through all the steps you might do on, let's say, a commercial project. Some of it you might not need to do if you're just shooting a portrait or whatever, and we'll talk about that, and we'll kind of just make kind of a simple shot. Talking about more technical stuff. So if you have questions about anything, please ask. I will try to name all the equipment I'm using and stuff as I go, but I usually forget after the first 2 minutes, so certainly ask me. Today I'm using the Fuji, I keep forgetting the name of this camera, the GFX 50R, which is a Fuji camera, which is pretty cool. I've been messing with it, so I don't know. So far, so good. I get a 110 lens on it. It's just we're gonna make a portrait, so this should be good. And yeah, let's get to it. You ready? Do you want to sit down or stand? Stand. All right, she's gonna stand. She's been sitting all day. I don't know that, but I just assumed because you said stand, or maybe you feel like you have better posture when you stand. This is Paulina. Sure. Soon to be featured in some OnSet videos. I don't think anyone's gone live yet. No, you'll see her soon. So very excited. So she's an actor, right? But also just an all-around cool person. So we're gonna make a nice picture of her. So I'm gonna light it up, and again, I'll walk through the whole process of where we're gonna go. Lighting is a big part of this, right? Because I could just shoot everything super flat, right? And then add lighting effects in Photoshop, and I could darken my shadows in Photoshop. And but again, I don't wanna do that because I don't wanna show somebody a super flat picture and then show them this crazy thing later. Unless that was the idea. Like if somebody says, hey, I want a picture where I'm standing up of a mountain and we're in the middle of New York City, I have to shoot it in a studio, clearly, right, that's gonna have to be done in post. But even then, I would still try to get it as close as possible. You wanna mimic the light. You wanna do all this other stuff in camera. So we're gonna try to get our shot as close as possible to what we want. We're not gonna put it on top of a mountain, because I wouldn't even know how to do that. So actually I do know how to do that. You call up the retoucher, and you go, hey, I need this on top of the So, by the way, if you're, a little side note there, if you ever have to shoot somebody in a location, they're gonna put them in later, don't do that unless you can see the picture of the location first. Why? Because you need to match the light. I see so many pictures where somebody dropped them in and it like looks so fake. And the reason why it looks fake is because you didn't match the light. You got to look at the light and the location, light the person like they were there, right? Okay, so that was a little side note there. So I've got here, this is the ProPhoto D2. I'm just going to use the 3-foot Octa. This is a good go-to kind of portrait light. Let's see, ProPhoto D2 is a plug-in strobe. Oh, let's see. And again, when you're making a portrait, oh, this is the broken C stand. I always put the key light on the broken C stand for some reason. All right. We generally want to create, right, nice even light over the face, because I know that I'm photographing a young female subject. I want her to look kind of, you know, strong and beautiful, and she has great skin, right? So I want to light it so I don't have to do any work, because I don't want to do any work because I'm lazy, and she wants to look good, right? So we're going to use a large light source that's going to minimize any shadows, which is going to minimize any imperfections that might be there, right? And we're going to put the light more or less to the front, right? Because we can look at the subject and you know, we don't want to create shadow. Shadow's going to create depth. We don't want depth on the face, especially not for a female subject. All right, so come forward a bit. That's good. Actually, I probably should look through the lens, since this is the first time ever using this lens. I do this for you guys. This is the 110 blah, 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 Fuji. It's a f2. It's f2. So you know what we're going to shoot at? 8. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to shoot horizontal today because the camera's horizontal on the tripod. I don't know. I feel like horizontal shots are nice for this. And I'm just going to line this up. That's probably pretty good. That's probably a good spot for you. So I just want to figure out where she's going to be first. That's kind of important. If you don't know where your subject's going to be and you set up your lighting, then it's probably not going to be in the right spot, right? So we want to make sure that's right. So she's pretty far away from me. I can tell. Wow, this is a long lens, huh? All right, come closer. I'm going to back up. So why am I doing this? Because she's pretty close to that background, and what's going to happen if she's super close to the background and I put the light in the middle? It's going to be a big shadow behind her, right? I don't want a shadow behind her necessarily, so I'm going to think about that before I even start. So let's see. We've got our tripod here. She's good. You're good. All right. Now, I'm always in the corner with you. All right, so I'm going to come in. We want to raise our light up. We raise our light up. We're going to tip our light down. Oop, I want to do that. I'm going to put the modeling light on so you guys can see it. Should have done that first, I guess. There we go. So we're going to bring our light in. Now already, the light's on the wrong side, right? Why is the light on the wrong side? Because the way her hair is, right? If I put the light over here, her hair is going to throw a shadow across her face, right? But she's going to move her hair. Normally, I would ask somebody if it's okay, like whatever. If she came and she likes her hair on the other side, then I would adjust to it. But since I'm doing a live demo, and if I put the light over here, I'll block everything, I'm good. She's going to have to just move her hair. But yeah, so, but you're going to, yeah, perfect. See, there we go. She's good.
Daniel,
Yes.
is that her good side?
Every side for her is good. We're going to shoot the front. All right, we're going to shoot the front of her face because that's the good side. Okay, so we've got the light more or less in front of her. We can see it coming down. It's going to throw a little bit of shadow. I'm not doing like a beauty shot in the center because I'm too lazy to set the light up like that. And I'm going to actually, now I want to make this more like a regular portrait. So I am still saying somewhat frontal, like I said, but I'm not going to go directly overhead. I'm going to use a light meter because I don't have my TTL remote for Fuji. So this is my old Sekonic meter. I don't think they make this one anymore. This is a 358. It's been upgraded to the touchscreen one that you can also text your mom on. You know the one I'm talking about. What's, all right.
478.
478, thank you. All right, so I'm going to set it to non-corded flash, which means that when I fire the flash, it's going to read. And what I'm going to do is, as always, we're going to set ourselves up. I kind of got ahead of myself here, guys. Why don't you slow me down? You know, you've been here before. Come on. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're taking control of our space, right? That's why we're using flash. So the way we do that is we need to eliminate all the light in the space. And we can't turn off the lights, because then the live stream would hate us, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our flash to overpower any of the light that's in the space. I'm gonna set my shutter speed at 125, because that's the maximum sync speed for this camera. Every camera has a maximum sync speed. I don't know what your camera speed is, so don't come up after and ask me. You gotta look it up. It's probably around there. 125. I'm gonna set my ISO at 100 because that's the lowest in the normal range. That's gonna give me the cleanest photo, right? Every camera has like a base ISO. You wanna shoot there because even going lower than that is not good because it's manipulating. We wanna stay at the base ISO, which is 100. So those two numbers are fixed. The third number, oh my God, is that Seth Miranda? The third number is your, what's the other part of the exposure triangle? Sir, what's the other part of that? It's your aperture, right? So we're gonna pick our aperture based on our location, right? We're here in Adorama where everything is shot at f8. No, the way you look at it is you're gonna look through your camera. It's the simplest way to do it. I'm gonna look through my camera has a meter on it. I'm going to see what it says. I want to adjust my aperture until it shows me that I am underexposed. There we go. So let's see. Good. 6.4. All right, so this looks pretty good. I'm underexposed by a bit, and we're going to take a photo with no flash. We're going to see what it looks like. This is the first step. Once we're here, we're going to look. Whew, we wasted pixels there because that's black. So we want to have a black frame. When I spontaneously show up at your house or your studio or whatever, when you're doing photo shoots, and I look at your Capture One catalog, I want to see that black frame. If I don't see it, I don't know. No candy for you. That's right. So just to be extra safe, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to look at my histogram because all cool photographers look at histograms. Now I'm going to grab my exposure slider and I'm going to pull it over, and I'm going to see when I start getting detail back. Oh, there she is. She's very ghost-like over there. 3.35 stops. So I am 3.35 stops underexposed. That's pretty good. That means that I could theoretically screw up completely and adjust back 3 stops, and I still wouldn't get the room in the shot, which is good. Hopefully I don't screw up that much. And since I'm shooting tethered, I shouldn't. All right, so, ooh, that was good. All right, so I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to turn off all the heads. I'm just gonna turn on group A. There we go, good. All right, now I'm gonna test. So I set my light meter at 125. I set my light meter at 100 ISO, just like my camera. And then the way I get f8 is I'm gonna make a reading. I'm gonna point my meter at the light.
Don't tell me you got F8.
Oh, you're
All right, guys, I'll see you next week.
no, that light meter's broken.
Yeah, it just always has f8. All right, so so there you go. It's f8, good. If it wasn't, I would adjust, but it is, so I'm not gonna mess with it. So in theory, we're done, right? We don't even have to take any pictures now. We got the light meter reading, we're good to go. So we're gonna take a shot, we're gonna look at our exposure.
This means nobody used that light.
Yeah, nobody's used the light since the last time I shot here. Here we go. All right, we're gonna make an exposure, we're gonna look at it. Now we're in Capture One again, we're gonna take a peek, right? We're gonna look, we're gonna be like, oh, okay. Now we have to judge whether or not we like this exposure. Because technically it's correct, right? But we can see a few things here. It might be dark for you, it might be too light for you. It might be too shadowy, right? It's a little shadowy for me, right? I'm not in love with the amount of shadow. There's a few ways we could handle that. Oh, actually, let me set this too, because yeah, we also have to do our white balance too. It should be set at daylight though. Let's see. We're over here. Our white balance is set to daylight because there's no flash white balance on this camera apparently, and our exposure actually looks pretty good. I mean, you can look at all these things here. Look, if you're in Capture One, you see these numbers. When you move the mouse up, it goes, whoa, see the numbers up there? See it? Up there? Those tell you your RGB value, so you can see if you're blown out. You know, we can see this detail. I'm gonna, spoiler, I'm gonna use a reflector or something to fill in, so we're not gonna worry too much about the shadow. It does look a little cool though. So let's do white balance first, because let's say that we're not comfortable adjusting until we get our white balance correct. You've got a couple of different ways you can do this. This one is the one that I use the most. You can tell because it's all wrinkly. This is called a Pocket Digital Calibration Target by PhotoVision. I get 5 cents every time I mention that. It has a little reflector on the back. I have no idea why you'd ever use that, but there you go. What's cool about this is not only does it have a picture that I guess some kind of looks like an Hasselblad, I'm not really sure. It's gray, it's white. Nope, I did that backwards. It's gray, it's black, it's white, right?
Get it right in there.
I'm used to looking in a mirror. All right, so it's gray, it's white, it's black. What you can do is you can use this to test your histogram if you're a histogrammy person. What you do is you fill the frame with it and you just photograph this and you should get a histogram that's centered basically, right? I'm just gonna use it for the white balance though. So what we're gonna do is, you're gonna hold it in front of you, your grill, okay? When we want to make a photo. It's important though that the reason why I didn't do that before we did anything else is, you need to have a proper exposure. You can't do your white balance until your exposure is correct. If your exposure is wrong and you do your white balance will be off. So you need to make sure that's correct. That looks very cool to me. I'm gonna come over here and click the gray. Now, over here in Capture One, I have these little next capture adjustments. I generally leave this stuff at default, which I believe actually is copy. And this other one is the most important one. You wanna leave that at copy from last. That's gonna mean that whatever I do, any adjustment I make, it's going to copy from the last, which means when I make this next frame, it's going to take the white balance. You can also set one of your photos to a primary photo if you want, and then say copy from primary. Like once you get that locked in, like you can just photograph like a color chip or whatever and do that. That's another way to do it. The only reason to do that is if you think you're gonna be messing around individually with photos. Like let's say you're doing let's say I'm doing a session and I'm gonna like shoot a bunch, then I'm gonna do a color change at the end just to mess with it. Then I might do copy from primary so that it always goes back. But
This is totally different from Lightroom. Lightroom, you have to sync over your images.
yeah, Lightroom. I don't know. I don't tether into Lightroom, so I'm not sure. I believe in Lightroom you can do that as well. I'm not sure of the exact setting. So we're gonna make a photo again. Boom. To show you, there we go. Now she looks proper, right? She got proper skin tone. She looks good, she looks properly exposed, right? That looks good. So we're gonna make now a nicer exposure on her. We can see that, I mean, maybe you like the shadowy stuff. I want a cleaner portrait, so we're gonna actually make a more finished portrait shot. I think I'll leave the shadow on her face for now though, because I think we'll add a backlight first, right? You always wanna add a backlight because when you use more lights, right, you get paid more. Exactly. So we're gonna add a backlight. There's not a heck of a lot of room here, but I'm gonna make it work. This is a B1X. Yeah, it's in channel 3, perfect. So I want this to be f8 as well. All right, since I don't know what it's gonna be, what I've done is I've set my, my power at 5, which is the middle, as a starting point, and we'll meter it, and then I'll adjust from there. That's usually the simplest way to do it, because I'm pretty sure that if I set it at 10, it's going to be not enough, and if I set it at 2, 10 is going to be too much, 2 is not going to be enough. Okay, 4, 5. So let's see, that would be 5, 6.5. Something like that.
Something like that.
5, 6, 9. I'll live with that. I'll bring up one more. All right. So this is our starting point, right? Oftentimes when you're using a hair light, it's going to look brighter because it's coming from the back. It's shooting towards the camera. So again, this is just a starting point. We're going to add our hair light. Her hair looks lovely now. There it is, nice and lit up. I like it. Huh, I'm pretty good at hair lights, I think, actually. Should I raise it a little bit? I'm gonna raise it a tiny bit. It's, even if you put the light in the perfect spot when you start, it's important to walk over to the light and just like do like a little adjustment like this, like be like, okay, perfect. You don't want to make it look too easy. They're not going to want to pay for that. Client thinks it's too easy. They're going to be like, oh, this is some canned photo. No, it's not. This is unique. I do this just for you. Good. All right, so this is good, right? We've got a hair light. Yeah, better. See? That looks great. Done. Now, I'm going to use my little focus ability here, and we're going to go like that, so we know that her eyeballs are sharp. Right? It's important that the eye is sharp.
Sip it slower.
Okay. All right, so I think we can add one more light because, you know, as I said, this is a B10 because I can't have 3 lights that are all the same for some reason. This one's fitted with a grid. It's in my C group. It's cute, right? So little. All right, let's see. What should we do? Just put it on the background? They didn't trust me to not walk out of here with this, so they put like a little security thing on the back. You see that? All right. There's legit a security thing on it. All right, I'm going to put this. I don't want to do the direct circle behind her because we do that a lot. So I think I'm just going to kind of cast it. Crank that bad boy up. This is like a 20-degree grid, so it's what I'm kind of going to do is make like a vignette kind of thing feel behind her. Make it look a little different. We're mixing it up, keeping it fresh. All right, so we got that back there again. This is at 5. Get my light meter. All right, so we're 563. Again, I'm setting everything at f8 to start with, and then we can kind of mess around with it as we go.
Same as the key light, right?
The same as the key, exactly. I'm setting at the camera exposure, right? Everything's based on the camera exposure, and once you get that going, you can figure out everything from there, right? So it's a good place just to put it. So far, it's worked for us. All right, we get that one here. There we go. I like that. Okay, actually, I'm going to go a little bit more to the side. I think that's good exposure, though. Okay. Yeah, it gives her like a little room over there. So she's going to, ultimately, you're going to look like off this way slightly. Right? She's going to look into the light, just like Carol Ann. You know, at first they were like, Carol Ann, look into the light, and then like, don't go look at the light. It's like, make up your mind. All right. All right, so we want to look at that. All right, so she's looking into the light, nice and even. Yeah, I like it. Looks pretty good. I think we need some fill, though, right?
You want a silver board?
Silver? Oh, that's fancy. We could use silver. Do we have one?
Yeah.
Nope, Seth's going to get a silver board. Seth Miranda! Wow, okay. All right. Boy, it's hard to please this crowd. Okay, so.
Can you use a whiteboard for that?
White's fine. I'm down.
I knew you weren't going to find the silver one.
I would never find silver. Oh, it's my holy one,
This is
too.
the super reflective one.
Yep,
though.
perfect.
The one with the special speed holes.
Yeah, this is the specially made one. This was actually a light at one point.
Yeah.
When we did the make your own light video, not video, but demo. That looks about right. Can I do a Seth Miranda and hold it myself?
You want to hold it?
No, I can do it.
Sure.
No, I got it.
You want a long arm?
No, I got it. There you go. Wow, why is it a better shot when I'm not looking through the camera? What's going on there? Okay, there we go. Nice and filled in. Ah, beautiful. All right, we have silver. We have white. We got all the flavors. This one's a little bit smaller though, so like, oh, don't hurt yourself.
Would you start using the bag? Come on.
It's not boomed.
I don't care.
Sorry, Dad. All right. There we go. This is nice, actually. What's kind of nice about this, too, is a lot of times silver is much, but on her, it's working because her hair is kind of thick, too, so it's actually giving, when she turns, it's giving her hair even more dimension. We can see it, like, over here, kicking in. Little kick. Ah. And she's happier with the silver one. She's like, I've always wanted a silver board. Nobody ever gives me one. Photographers are like, no, I only have white ones. But now they got the silver one. All right.
This must be on the cash line, right?
Catch light is a whole other thing. That's a completely different demo. You got to pay for that one. You'll see that on my premium Snapchat. All right.
Next week, that's Inspire.
Right. Inspire next week. Is there actually a catch light? There's a 2-hour deadline. I'm going to use a stand because the rule for this is every time. The rule is once you put something up and you know it's good, you put it on a stand. Sorry, I'm smushing it, Seth.
Yeah.
And I did it on the other side too, so now both sides are smushed.
Why don't you use the same side?
No,
Of course.
No.
can't do it. All right.
Get you next week.
All right. Oh, I think I pulled my cord. All right, so we got this in place. We're going to test it one more time to make sure we're good. Boom. That looks beautiful. Okay, now we're going to start tweaking, right? Because we're just starting here, right? We've got a few things going on. Her skin looks nice, right? She looks good. You look good. Oh. Right? It's sharp. I mean, this hair light, come on, guys. You were going to let me use that hair light? It's super bright. Like, what's going on here? Is this like a high school picture? That hair light's way too bright. We got to bring it down, right? How are we going to do that? That's in our B group. I'm going to go up to my remote. Because, again, it's properly exposed, right, based on the way our camera's set. But now we're making it the way we want it to be, right? So I'm going to bring it down 3/10. Why 3/10? Because that's 1/3 roughly. Okay, not bad. Not bad. We're going to look. Dave still thinks it's a bit much. I'm going to bring it down 1 more tenth. Okay. Here we go. Look, it got brighter. What happened? She turned towards it, right? This is one reason why you don't want your hair light to be too bright, because she's going to be moving, right? She's going to move in and out. So we want to actually work a little bit darker than we normally would have it. I mean, we could just tie her down to the spot with like, nail her feet to the floor or whatever, but, we don't do that anymore. All right, that's very nice. That looks good. Her hair looks nice and smooth, right? No specular highlights. It looks really nice. All right, good. Now, what we want to do here is we want to set ourselves up so that we get everything the way we want. Now, I think this is good. If you wanted, well, before we do this, before I do anything else, she's hiding back here. You guys don't realize what's going on. There's another kind of more advanced way to handle the color. So we're going to talk about that for like a minute, or how much time do we have? All right, for 30 minutes, we're going to talk about that. Okay. This is the color checker. I know a lot of you guys aren't ready for this, but someday you'll be ready. This is the real deal, right? You can also get the Passport, which works with Lightroom, for who has the Lightroom question, right? It's a special thing that works with Lightroom. Basically, this has very particular colors that were designed to kind of mimic normal colors. It's very flat. There are RGB values for these that you can download on Capture One and define them for matching actually. But normally what you're going to do is if you're shooting something that's color specific, very color specific, you're going to photograph this. That way your color separator will use it. This is like a industry standard. Yeah, they're not cheap, but when you get a job that needs one of these, you'll have the extra $80 to get one. You just leave it in its sleeve. Daylight messes with it. It needs to be exact, right? So you gotta replace them every 12 months or whatever it is if you use it. And we can photograph this. Now, if we do, hold that for me in front of your grill. Okay. Once we photograph this, right? Oh, look at how beautiful that is. We can use it if we want to set our white balance as well. It actually has multiple levels of gray down to black, right? So you can actually use these if you want to tweak the white balance to a slightly different balance, right? Because maybe being exactly right is not what you want, especially in a portrait. Sometimes you want it to be a little bit different. So you're going to adjust these. I mean, actually, if we're using it for a portrait, let me do it the way I'd actually do it. Why not? That's what we're here for, right? Actually, hold it like here, like under your chin, like a monk shot. We want to hold it more like a mug shot, right? And the reason for that is, well, you're supposed to look at the camera. You ever been arrested before? Clearly not. All right. All right. So we do, there we go, perfect. That's your mugshot. We have that. The reason why I'm doing a mugshot is because what's important to me is the skin tone of her face, because we're making a portrait, right? So I want to see her face when I'm adjusting my white balance. So I'm coming back here, and now I'm going to look at these, and I'm going to go, okay, let's see. What do I like? Oh, that's kind of nice. Subtle. We'll figure it out. They're all just, oh, I kind of like that one, actually. You like that one too, right? It's nice, right? This one here, I like that. You like that? You know what's not going to look good? That. That is not going to look good. Don't do that, right? Don't do this, right? Or that one. That'd be terrible. How about this one?
Some of those are good for special effects.
Yeah, they might be good for special effects. But, all right, so there we go, right? And you can even do it out the black. All right, so I kind of like that one. The kind of darker gray seems to be good for me, as far as what I like. And remember, because we have it locked in as copy from last, the next photo and all the ones on will use this same color that we just set up using this. That makes sense so far? Easy? If I change my light, if I change my exposure, I have to redo my color. That's important. All right, so because her hair is going to move around and such, I'm going to take a quick look over here using my magnifier tool and make sure that I'm not blowing out any highlights, right? Because I want to make sure I have texture and tone there, at least in my initial exposure. I may decide to like add contrast to it. Like, let's play with it a little bit. Like, let's say, because this is kind of, let's make a regular shot. So let's like, give me a good one. Give me a, there we go, right? That's her, you know, classic pulling in a shot, right? That's the one. That's the one she gives. So let's say we want to mess with this. Let's say that we wanted, she had come to me and she's like, you know, I want something that's a little bit more kind of vintage. I don't know. No, that's actually what she's on. That's exactly what your voice sounds like, right? That's exactly, you can't hear it, but she's totally like, it's like a vintage, right? So I don't know, what the hell does that mean, right? We don't know what that means. So we're just gonna look at it and be, well, you know what that means? Vintage to young people means bad, but what we'll actually do is we'll go, let's lower our saturation or something. You know, we can actually play around with this a little bit. And let's say we want to make the image look a certain way. Like, let's say we like it less saturation. You know, let's say that we like maybe our whites to come up a little bit, like a little punchier. Maybe we want to bring down like a little vignette kind of feel over here. Crunch our blacks a bit. You know, so now we're setting up, we're creating like almost like a profile, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and be like, oh, like this, you know, and we'll get it to be where she likes it. We can actually sit here with her and be like, yeah, you know, what do you like? Do you like this? We'll bring our this here. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. We can also, we know we just made a white balance, right? A correct white balance, and we have that forever. But if we want, we can come over here and mess around with this. We can just be like, hold on, let's just look at this. What if we make it more blue? You know, we can actually mess around with this and make it to eye where we like it. And guess what? I'm using my computer, my color correct screen that I'm going to retouch on anyway. So like, this is going to be what it's going to look like, right?
Blue shadows.
What?
Blue shadows.
Blue shadows. Oh, wow. Hold on. All right, so if I want to bring my shadows.
Some presets.
Yeah, let's see if I can do this. All right, so I'll bring my shadows down. So yeah, one thing that people like to do when they're trying to emulate like film is they'll do things like this because film has a certain way that they handle shadows and highlights a little differently than, you know, it's much more organic, let's say, than digital. So that's one way to kind of get a filmish feel is you can start messing with the highlights and the shadows separately. So I can grab my my little color wheel over here, and I'm on my shadows, and I can actually bring a little bit of blue into my shadows, right? I'll go like blue. I mean, I can also bring green into my shadows and be like, ugh. But you know, if they want blue shadows, there you go. How's that? Good? No? You made a sound. Yeah, I don't like that either. All right. All right, but somebody asked for it, you know. You didn't ask for that, did you? She doesn't like that. She likes warm.
She likes warm.
Yeah. Right, so she likes the warm color. So we could go over here, we go warm shadows, right? Oh, right? That's actually kind of nice. And look, I don't have to buy another roll of paper. I just made a warmer, what's that, like fashion gray now or something? I don't know, just, no?
Cosmetic gels. I saw a guy do that.
I could use cosmetic gels. I didn't bring, you're forced to watch that video. That's why. I didn't want to do it for your life. You know what, too? I think, I just want you to know, by the way, for everybody watching online, I have not chopped off the top of her head yet. See, I'll use the word yet. All right, I'm actually going to bring this light up a smidge and point it down a smidge. So I want to change my, I'm adding a bit of a vignette feel. So I want to adjust that slightly. So let's say that we like this, right? There's also preset color things that Fuji has. You know, if you want to make it black and white or whatever. And you can, you know, start there, right? I can do that, and it still keeps the corrections I made. So now it's classic Chrome with my corrections. This isn't a Capture One class, so I'm not going to get too far into that. But let's say that we like that, right? It's kind of muted down. It looks really nice. She looks good. You look good. What do you think? You look good? Yeah, she likes it. She's like, whatever. All right, that looks pretty good, right? So we got it. So now we're gonna take a peek. So let's go and do this. And everything we do from this point is gonna be locked in, right? So we can make a series of shots, and they're all gonna take on that same look that we just created, right? We can very simply, we can very simply, you know, keep all of our, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Notifications. Come on, you.
That has never come from me before in my life. Is that part of the computer?
Your first demo, is that what this is?
That's pretty cool. Okay, questions, right? We're seeing how this works. Simple, right? We're walking through it. It's really easy. If the person wants, let's say black and white, we'll do that too. Let's make a different shot. Let's go for more. She's like, no, I want like a high contrast black and white shot, right? Because that's what people want. So you do like that, right? Even though, well, you'll see. All right, so I could simply go, hey, you know what? I already set up this light, and I could go over here and make it contrast, whoever. But let's light for it so that we're going to be in the right range. Let's add a grid. We're going to add a grid to our light. We're adding a grid because grids add contrast and control, right? Also, you know, you can bill for it. So I'm going to add a grid to my Octa. Let's go over here. Now, keep in mind that I'm shooting raw, right? So everything that I'm doing now is non-destructive. So we're getting it as perfect as we can as we're shooting it. But if she calls me up next week and she's like, you know what? I decided I don't really like vintage. Could you do like pop? And I'll be like, sure, right? And then I'll just change it, right? Because I can do that. But when she's standing here, I want to get it as close as possible to a finished product right off the bat, right? And this is what we're doing. Okay, so for this, I'm going to do more like a, yeah. I'm going to spin this to the middle. So we're going to go, so every time I do this, I basically break my back. But I'm going to not break my back today because work smarter, not harder, as they say. I'm just, or yeah, well, the way that I normally do is have somebody else just do it, but, you know. No, I have to do it myself every once in a while so people know that I actually do stuff. So, what is this arm, though? Where does this come from? It's like very...
That's the wall. Why'd you put on that one?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Dave.
Well, it's the knuckle. It's like this weird, like...
It's a bad knuckle. Yeah, that's my replacement.
All
I
right.
broke the bearings in this one.
All right. Oh, okay. All right, so we're going to boom this out. Hopefully it's not going to fall.
It's okay, 'cause it's a softball.
Yeah, it's a softbox. I mean, this isn't my light. All right, so we're going to boom this out. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring this guy up. So we're moving the light to the center because I know I want to do high contrast, and the light's going to be more flattering in the center for sure. So I want to, you know, give myself a, come forward a bit. A little more. A little more. A little more. It is? What is up with that knuckle? Really?
It's, seriously, let me swap this out
Yeah.
here.
Go ahead. All right. So this is, by the way,
By the way, this is affordable knuckle.
this is why you don't buy the cheap knuckles.
You don't skip on the grip.
I don't know.
Don't even.
I didn't.
Don't
Okay.
even.
So yeah. So we're going to use a better knuckle. Questions so far? There's a lot of stuff you can do, by the way. And I don't want to get too deeply into Capture One. if you guys want like a Capture One, more heavy Capture One class, let me know. We could do it. But you can do like layers, and I could do masks and stuff on it, and you can do everything, right in it, and then you can have it transfer to the next one. But since she's gonna move, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because if I start doing that, she's gonna move in and out of the mask, so I'm not gonna put 0 down. But if it was a still life or something, you could do that. Oh my God, what?
You know what's gonna happen?
It's gonna come down too?
Yeah, we're gonna be like, hey, remember that time? We'll be like, oh yeah. We gotta buy new knuckles.
Yeah,
These are like what?
they wear out after many years. Just like Seth's joints.
Hey, they're century stands.
Our century stands. That's not why they're called century stands. No.
They're definitely 100 years old. All right, it's warm in here, right? Or is it just the
Why am I being blamed online?
You know why? Because anyone who sits in that chair gets blamed for everything this guy does. And welcome to my world. Well,
I come in, faulty equipment, no batteries.
are you stretched out a little way?
No, it's fine. Yeah, wherever you want to put it. Just tip it down a bit, yeah. All right, thank you, Seth. Let's hope it stays now. I mean, we do have like the heaviest light in the world
We
on
can only
there.
go downhill. We can only go downhill.
Yeah, we got it.
It's all right.
We got this.
I got you, baby.
It's all good.
I gotta take care of you, you know? I gotta take
Yeah.
care of my guy.
Yep.
I gotta take care.
Gotta have a good crew. All right, so we take care of each other. That's why photography community, yeah, it's,
You want to picture more, right?
yeah, it's also like not straight. There we go.
You want more straight there?
Yes, please. All right, so
Oh,
that's probably good. Yeah, something like that. Come forward. We rarely do we drop models on top.
it's just your face.
Yeah. Fear not. We haven't actually hospitalized any. What?
The whole thing was
I didn't.
I've never had a Matthews grip.
Yeah, it's
That
fine.
wasn't a Matthew.
Like fail.
That wasn't a Matthew.
No, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're fine.
Safe with the Matthews.
You're good.
I'm staying over
We got faith. We're good. All right, we're gonna get closer because that was one of my tips on my tips for portraits, I think. Article. I wrote an article, guys. I'm becoming a writer now, so I don't think I'm nearly as funny when I write. It has to be my looks. All right. Well, that's good. I like that. Like, yeah. She's like, my hair is so luxurious. Right? So, all right. Sorry. And I blinded her with that. That's going to be a good one. All right, there we go. Perfect. That's the one that I keep for me. Okay. Yes, I do. All right. So, all right. So she's there. We're going to center the light on her. Actually, I'm going to go vertical because enough of you horizontal young people. Okay. Vertical is the new horizontal. Good. Like that. Perfect. We're going, print magazine's coming back. All right, so I didn't meter it or anything because I'm a wild man. It's actually not terrible though. All right, so we kept it at roughly the same distance, so we know it's pretty good. It's a little underexposed though, so let's meter it properly because let's not lose control here. We're only halfway through this thing. That's okay. The other lights are on, but I'm not worried about it because they're all going to affect on sublimation. If you were really trying to be super precise about ratios, you could close the little dome. You also close it when you put it in the case. Okay, so we're 5, 6, 7. Oh, I've realized that this remote, which is the older remote, is a little slower. So if you click too fast, it doesn't catch up on you. That's what I've realized. There we go. Also, I'm raising the B light. All right, so we're bringing all the lights up a bit. Boom. Boom. All right, 8. Right? That's what happens when you nail it on the first one. The rest of it's downhill, right? That's basically the way always, right? All right, so now we're F8. We know the light is going to throw heavy shadow on her face. So we have two options. One is that she can look up more, right? That's the easy option, right? Because when a light is like this, right, you gotta think about where your shadow pattern is gonna fall. If she puts her face parallel to the light, it's gonna be flat, it's gonna be beautiful. That's why you're always looking up girls' nose in beauty magazines. Yeah, yeah, there we go, perfect. All right, let me adjust my tripod. Good, chin up to match the light, perfect. Right? This way we have nice even light on her face, right? And I gave enough shadow so you can't see up her nose because, you know, I'm nice like that. But that's nice and smooth, right? That's one way to do it. And that's kind of the simplest way to do it. It's the way to do it if you're going to try to create, well, this backlight and everything is not good. It's the way to do it if you're trying to create kind of a nice beauty light. I think what we want to do, though, is okay, I'm going to take off the copy from last for a second because it's got all kinds of stuff that we put in there. I'm just going to take a shot because I just want to get rid of that. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to redo my white balance anyways, like I mentioned. So I'm going to turn off this backlight, this hair light. I'll just move it because sometimes when people are watching online and I just turn things off, they don't understand. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff. Wow, you need all new stands.
Not all bad.
This is the abuse that I get right here. All right, we're going to turn off that light. All right, so that's one way to do it, and that's a pretty simple way to do it. So let's try that again. We're gonna go head up like a fashion model. You're like, I'm a fashion model. Good, good, good. Boom. Right, so we could do that. Right, but if we want to create something that's a little bit more kind of interesting, right, then we want her to be straight on, we can also use fill, right? So be straight on, kind of project your chin forward. For this first one's gonna be bad. Okay, good. Right? So now it's a bit shadowy, right? It's nice, but it's shadowy. It's kind of like she's powerful, right? Because she wanted it, right? She was like, I want powerful black. Actually, I'm gonna make it black and white before I start doing anything else because when you're gonna work in black and white, make it black and white because that's gonna make a big difference, right? So we'll come over here. I won't use my preset cadence black and white that Seth made. we'll make a fresh one.
I got that Vanessa black and white.
Vanessa black and white. All right, so I'm gonna go over here and hit enable black and white. That makes it black and white. Now, you could do this, which I just did, but what you really wanna do is play with your color channels now. Typically, your reds, yellows, I mean, mess around with all of them to see what you like.
The blue's gonna lift the shadows.
Yeah, blue lifts the shadows. We can see that in the background, right? You see that in the background, you really notice it. See how the blues do that, right? The reds typically are bringing the light parts up, like your skin tone in her case. The reds and the yellows. And with the magentas, here, magenta's mostly messing with her lips right there. Actually, kind of like that, a little bright on the lips. It's not messing with the rest of her. So we'll go there. We'll look and make sure it's still good. The whole thing feels a little bit dark to me too. So, I mean, there's a few ways that we can deal with this. If I feel like these numbers look okay for me, actually I think it is a smidge dark for my taste. So I'm just gonna actually bring my exposure up slightly with a couple of different ways to do it. If I grab my exposure slider, I think about right there for my taste. I like it a little bit bright. So that is about 3/4 of a stop. So instead of leaving that in now, even though the camera has all kinds of dynamic range and I can do that, I'm here now lighting it, so let me just add more light. So I want to bring it up 3/4 of a stop. This is the A light, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go okay, good. Let's take a picture. Nice. Oh, she's putting her hand on her face. There we go. All right. So, why didn't anything happen? Why isn't it black and white? Because remember I turned off copy from your last, right? I gotta put that back on. I was testing you guys, or I forgot. One of the two, and you don't really know. Wow, that's sharp.
Why are you looking at that? It's a medium format camera. It better be sharp.
It better be sharp, yeah. All right, so since I liked what I did here, what I can actually do is I can come over here and I'll just copy I'll paste them. There we go. All right, that's good. Let's look at it again now with the new light added. Yeah, I still have detail, right? But look at how nice and smooth the skin looks. She looks great. You look great, kid. Look at those eyebrows. They are on fleek. That.
What are you doing?
I don't know. There we go. Perfect. We'll send that one to your mom. All right, here we go. Eyebrows on fleek. Here we go. Good. That's perfect. Good, good, good. All right, I'm gonna change my focus spot. Good. Good. All right, so we'll get a decent one. All right, now we've got a nice clean black and white. And actually, this is a single light shot. And we don't like single light shots because you get paid less, right? So we're gonna add a little light. I kind of like how the background's lit up here. And so what I can actually do is maybe make it a little bit more by taking this light that I already have set up to minimize the amount of work I have to do. Is there a short, oh. There's only one short stand, right? Is there another shorty? All right. We're gonna use a short stand.
Use just like a straight up.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll use a regular light stand.
Let's do a half grid.
A half a grid. I could do that.
You could do that. It could be a
That's an advanced flash class thing.
He doesn't care about you enough to do it. That's I'm just saying. Where'd you get this?
They wouldn't take it off because they were afraid that I'd steal it. No, Gabriel. It's Gabriel, yeah. He was, I actually said for him to leave it. Gabriel's awesome. I'm just busting your butt, Gabriel, sorry. All right. By the way, if you would like to purchase this light, it is $1,590. This price is on everything. Story of my life. Okay, so that's C. It's sleeping right now, looks like. Let's see, turn that on. Did it turn on? Yes, it did. All right. Should I meter it? You know I should. You know, but just, do I want to walk over there? That's what you're wondering right now. We want this thing to be subtle, right? So we've been setting everything at f8 all along because that's our camera's exposure, but I know I don't want it to be f8 because I don't want it to be properly exposed. I want it to be underexposed by a bunch. So I'm actually gonna go for maybe like a 2.8, like the cool people do. 4.7.
Almost all the way up.
Am I down?
Yeah.
That's what's happening, yeah. Wow, this thing's strong. Okay. Perfect. What's that?
What you got on your light meter? 5.6?
No, it was like it's 2.8.5.
You're the abacus guy. You're the guy with the abacus. That's right.
Uh-oh. No abacuses here. Good. All right, so it's 2.8-ish. Oh, look at that. There's virtually no difference, and I'm getting paid more. What's up with that? Look at that. Be like, oh, see how much better that is? Aren't you glad that you hired me to do this? No, but now we have control. I can bring it up a little bit if I want. I'd be like, oh, you know what? Let me bring it up a little bit. Okay, good. Beautiful. Yeah, we can just, we can smidge it in the way we like it, right?
Spread too, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have control of the spread. Now, the other thing I'm going to add is a little reflector underneath, fill in, because she's a little bit too shadowy under the chin for my taste. While you can't charge as much for a reflector, it's easier than using another light, so. Should we go silver?
She's doing a reflector. One side,
I knew that.
You got it.
Who's Vanessa? She was
I know.
Uh-oh. Well, we got to put you in a bush. All right, there we go. Now we got it filled in with the silver. Well done with the reflector. Very good.
More money.
That's a good. And look, your hair is like coming up like a. It's beautiful. You're like a. All right, so. Do you want to get that kind of feel, like kind of with the. Yeah, like you're like a queen. I'm set at f9? Yes, I am. If by chance you change your f-stop on the camera while you're shooting and it still looks good, That actually explains why I had to turn up the power, if you remember. Good. Good thing people are watching online. Was it my mom that said that? She's always on that. She's like,
You didn't tell me. Am I supposed to just like
I mean, come on.
You had one job, kid.
give me direction?
Actually, put all your hair here. So I just want this like cascade of just like, yeah. I'm jealous when people have a lot of hair. So you know. All right, good. Wonderful. All right, hold on. Let's go better than that. Up higher. Boom, like that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Perfect. Good. Bring it down a smidge, the reflector. Perfect. Right there. Here we go. Turn up a smidge. Good. All right. Oh, yeah. I love all that hair. It's rich, right? It's rich. No? She's looking at me like, that's right, I have a lot of hair. Maybe it's Maybelline.
What?
No, that's okay. I know. Well, whatever. Maybe it's, I don't know. Pert. I don't watch TV. I don't know the commercials anymore. All right, it's shampoo plus conditioner. All right. I'm actually going to move this slightly this way. Again, it's always important just to move the light a little bit every once in a while. Makes it look like you're doing something. I'm kind of liking this. So I think you're doing a good job. You don't have to sit down. Let's have you move your body more sideways. I want to see like less of your body and more of your hair. And then get more hair on this side. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you know, hold it where the good spot. Okay, you are fantastic. However, the light is, you got to come this way slightly.
Me?
Yep. A little more. Good. Okay, I can see that pro photo back there, which is a problem. Good. Hold. I'm going to move it because she's perfect. Alrighty. I'm liking how this is getting a little bit more right, and we're creating. Oh yeah, that's nice. We're creating light, right? That's going to work for us.
You know you're F9, right?
I know. I am at F9. Yes. My mom wrote in the chat room that I was on F9, even though I said it was F8. And sorry. But that explains why I had to turn up the light. Remember, it was too dark, and I was like, I'll turn the light up a little bit. Would you like me to go back to F8, guys? Are you feeling? Well, it has to be at least F8. Fine, I'm going back to F8. All right, here we go. I'm not going to turn the light back down. I'm just going to show you what it looks like, because why not? It's not bad. It's a little bit brighter, which still works for me.
Good.
Nice. Bring your face like this. Right, we go, perfect. Nice like that. Good. Hold. Focusing. Good. Boom. Very nice. Right, we're creating this kind of moody black and white. It works. It's exactly what she asked for. She didn't really ask for it, but I made it up that she asked for it. Your reflecting skill is amazing. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, right? And we have it ready to go. She's basically good. You're happy?
Yeah.
She's feeling good. She's like, yeah. She's like, where's that pop star? Yeah. Which one? Yeah, of course it's doing something, man. Don't try to when I bill you for this light, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm using the light. I showed you. It's just barely kissing the light back there. God, you get clients like that, right? They're gonna try to call you out. I mean, yeah, it's doing something, right? Well, I mean, you know, let's turn it up so you can see. Doesn't believe me. No. You want it to be obvious, Captain Obvious.
You know what it is? Her hair's covering the image, pretty much. Yeah, so you hardly see that back.
Yeah, it's just barely catching there. Did you see the difference? I turned it up. It's right there. See? It's just barely touching it. I mean, I can put it more behind her if that's what you want. I'm gonna do it for you. For you, man. Better for you. It's just kissing the side of it. You want there? Now it'll be more behind her. And that's gonna be super bright. Do you like that better? Did you?
1500.
I mean, do you like that better? That's it, really? Oh, you can go home. The other one's better, right? Yeah. That's right. Okay. So there you go. Yeah, no, it was just adding like a little tiny bit of vignette. I should have explained that better, so I'm glad you called me out on it in front of this whole, the internet watching and everything, and my mom. Thanks. Yes.
What are other techniques for lighting the insides of the eyes other than using a reflector, or is that basically it, having the white on the bottom? Or?
Oh, sure. So like if the eyes are dark and you want to bring them up?
Yeah, like obviously you added the reflector
Right.
scenario. What are other possibilities for lighting?
Sure. So you could use another light, like a fill flash. We could do that. Why not? For you, I will do that. No. Do you want me to put a fill on camera fill?
Axis fill?
On axis fill? All right, I only have these modifiers, so I'm going to work with them. So there's a lot of different ways you could do it. How much work do I want to do here? Do we want to do a lot of work or just a little bit of work? What do you think? Does she seem like she deserves like a good? All right, we'll do a lot of work. All right, I'll do a clamshell. So I'm going to do a clamshell light, which is basically I'm going to put the light coming from underneath. That's how we'll start. And then we'll play around. On axis is another good way to do it, but it would require me to set up a V-flat or something. We don't have two sandbags. Oh.
No, don't worry.
The small sand, yeah.
You want me to put my foot on it?
No, because you know what we need is, no.
Listen, I'll hold the key. I'll hold the key.
The small stand is better.
No, it's good, we got it.
Oh, I got you.
It's going to be too high, though.
You
Do you have a baby arm?
Yeah, no, I want you to. You know what? I kind of do, but it's.
Okay.
You want to just do a straight up?
It's going to be too high. It's too big. I need an arm. Or you need a 5/8 to 1 1/8. That one? I'll take an arm. I'll take any kind of arm. It's fine. I need the light to be like here.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. Okay, I got you.
We need it to be like.
Did you just take the knuckle off of that?
I did, yeah. So it needs to be like.
That's shit.
Actually, this might be okay because she's pretty tall. How tall are you? In centimeters. I don't know. You don't know how tall you are in centimeters? Oh. I thought this was what the cool kids used.
You mean anyone not American? Oh, you do not want to go to the floor?
I'm going to say, come step forward. I won't hit you with it, I swear. This'll work. We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, step forward a bit. I mean, yeah, exactly. Back for you. Forward for me, back for you. There we go. All right. This is going to be a clamshell light. This is super good if you're photographing somebody, let's say, whose skin is not perfect, because it's going to eliminate most of, if not all, the shadow. So we've got the underneath light as a fill. Okay. So step in a bit. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, you look great. You see what they do to me, these people? This is it. I'm here I'm trying to do my job, and they're always asking me to do stuff.
What's up?
No, I'm just talking to Pauline. We're just hanging out.
Want to drop that light?
No, I think I'm good. No, I'm good. It's beautiful.
All right.
I don't think it could go lower.
I got an arm ready for you. Like you asked for. I do look really
The one that came with it.
Okay, let me see what that looks like. Are you ready? Let's set our. Okay. Oh. All right, so I didn't meter it because Seth said oh, and I thought maybe it would be good. So, yeah, if you want the eyes to be lit up,
There you go.
I mean, that's what you asked for, right? The eyes to be lit up? Isn't that what's... That's the one. This is a dynamic range test. No, I don't think it can do it.
No wonder
I can fix that. Oh. All right, hold on. We gotta. Hold on, don't touch anything.
Hold on.
Stop touching.
I'm touching.
Where's my meter?
I just lowered it, so.
I know what I gotta meter it now because.
Why are you gonna meter it? Just go for it.
No, I'm not gonna go
on.
for it because it's gonna be wrong, and
it's gonna
then
be-
everybody will hate me.
It's gonna be.
There you go. Seth fixed it. Good. Thanks, Seth.
Seth got it. Right in the first.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's because this is literally his space, right?
Well, I've been shooting all day too.
All right. So now we're lighting it from underneath, right? So we'll do before and after, so you can see the difference. This is a clamshell. All right. So this is with the one light. All right, and then here's with the two. Right? Subtle. Now, we can bring, what you want to do at clamshell is you don't want it to be super obvious because if the light is too much, right, we can see it filling in, it's going to start getting that horror feel. So I'll show you that. I'll turn that up one up as well. So if we go here. Yeah, what? No, don't do this. I'll turn this up a stop. All right, so this is going to be too much. Maybe not for you. Actually, that's not that bad. That's a bit much for me. It's starting to get the point where you're going to start to get shadows here above her nose. See, it's subtle. You're going to start getting it more and more. And depending on the person, it's going to, eventually, let's see. You can see it's starting to change the shape of the face because now it's too much light. So you want to kind of figure out where you want it to be. The nose is starting to look funky, but what we could do, take a half step back and then kind of lean forward with your face. There we go, and down into it. And that will work a little bit better if you happen to have that. It's still too bright for my taste, but you can do that as well. In fact, that's my profile picture, the Mark shot is from underneath like that. All right, so back down to 3, because that's where we had it. So that's one way to do it. Well, on Adorama profile. That's that. We could also do on-axis fill, meaning that our fill light is coming from behind the camera or in front of the camera, but basically at the camera position. That's going to be completely flat and can be really useful too, depending on what you're doing. So we could actually do that by taking can we put like a white card here or something and bounce off it? Well, yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, sure. You want me just do a quick handhold?
Yeah.
I got the big board. You want that?
Yeah, let's get the biggest one we have.
Biggest board I got. Man, he must like you.
I know. I'm not normally doing all this extra work following them because I like you so much. Yeah, see that? There we go. We just have to hide it. So basically we're going to put this light over here.
This kid.
Yeah.
You are running out.
And this is the shorty stand too, so I'm gonna basically put it more or less directly behind the camera. Probably better be lower, I think, no? Okay.
Well, I gotta leave room for you a little bit, so.
Nah, you're good. I'm gonna stand next to the camera. Are you in your spot? Okay, here we go.
You're gonna need more power.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to start it like that. All right, so that's the beginning. So stay how you are, and then we'll just dial that boy up like 2 stops, maybe?
No, way more than that.
3?
It's bouncing, going double the distance. So.
Oh, more. Keep going.
What? Oh, I kicked the tripod. What are you gonna do? Recover. There
So you're starting to fill in?
We're gonna give it like another 3/10.
Yeah, bring it up. Let me actually focus this time. Good. Right, so now we're on axis, right? So this is a flatter fill light, so it's gonna fill in everywhere, right? You don't have the chance of the up shadows, but it's also a little flatter, so I don't think I actually personally like the clamshell better, usually, but it depends on the person you're photographing, Yeah, what I just do, So it depends on what you're doing. Make sense? What's that?
What was the other lighting method?
Which one, the first one? Clamshell.
No, before that.
Just a reflector. It was actually a clamshell as well, just using the reflector. Yeah. Clamshell is basically just a one up, one down. So even if you're using a reflector, it's still a clamshell. Maybe we'll call that one a muscle.
Oh God.
No? Okay. Wow. The crowd is hard today.
You deserve.
What, that was, come on, really? Like, I couldn't think of any other mollusk. I mean, mollusk. Isn't that what they're called? Mollusks?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's making fun of me and I'm saying the right word, just like last week.
What was last week?
I forget. This guy's always criticizing my language. All right, but the idea is that we want to just create, as we're going, the shots that we want to make. Do we have time for one more thing?
Yeah.
What do we want to do? Somebody shout something out. Really? Nothing?
Joe's.
Blue background.
If you wanted to get a specific color for the lipstick or something,
Oh my God, are you really going to ask me that?
You use that color lipstick.
I have to tell you right now. Oh no, this is a good question. If I'm here, and I'm right here with my model and I want to get a certain color lipstick, I'm going to have her put the lipstick on.
no, that's what I'm saying. You have to matching it in camera.
You would use the color checker. Yes,
Right.
okay.
But is it possible that the color checker can change one color and not the other? Because what you did just now kind of did a uniform.
Well, no, what you saw there with the, what do you mean when I went to black and white?
No.
No, why would you change one color and not the other?
Right.
No, you wouldn't do that. Here's the thing, if you're shooting something that is, let's say that you have a sample. Let's say I'm shooting this coffee cup, because it's the only thing I have, and they give me a sample and this is not the right brown. You're just going to have to photograph it as cleanly as you can the way it is, and they're going to have to do that in post-production. No, you're not going to do that on the spot with some kind of filter. I mean, that's just not going to happen. That's their mistake. But if you're photographing lipstick, it should look the way that it looks. I mean, that's the point of shooting it correctly.
That's for accuracy, not for
Yeah.
shifting. There's
Yeah.
no difference.
Yeah, if you want to do a special effect, I mean, I recommend any kind of makeup thing that you should do there on the spot. I mean, why wouldn't you? It'd be easy enough just to do it.
I have a question.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I like headshots and stuff
Okay.
like that. So what would you say would be like the things? I already have
Uh-oh.
a great camera.
You
And
do?
I have a few lights, but what would you
Uh-oh.
say would be like the ultimate toolkit under $10,000?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a question, huh?
Whoa. Well, get your affiliate link.
So I have $10,000 to spend. I don't know. I mean, it really depends. What I would say is, why are you spending money? I'm not going to give you the answer that you want. This is the thing. Never give the person the answer. That's straight up. Why? What can't you achieve with what you have? And if there's something you cannot do, seek out the thing that will fix that. And that thing might just be knowledge. It might be practice. It might be a different location. It might be a piece of cardboard. I mean, who knows what it is, no matter how much money you have to spend. I can tell you there's a lot of people that come to me with money and they're just like, what should I buy? And I said, don't buy anything. What you're doing is you're just putting the light in the wrong spot, right? So honestly, that's it. It's not always about just buying more gear. So I don't know. I mean, if you're starting from scratch and you're going to do headshots, I usually recommend you have 3 lights. 3 lights will give you just about any ability to do anything. You know, a camera, a tripod, and you're good to go. You know, get what you can afford, work with it until it's not doing what you need it to do, and then upgrade. You know, that's the way we do it. And there's tons of different things you can do. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you want to try something different that doesn't work with what you're doing. So you might start using maybe a mix of constant lights, or you might use, if you're using flash now, or you might start working outside more or whatever to change your style as you progress. But I wouldn't just buy random stuff. Just if you're happy and you have what you have, I would figure out what is it that you're trying to achieve, and then so whatever random answer I give you wouldn't help you. You'd need to like sit down with somebody that actually knew how to fix the problem that you think you might be having.
There's no problem. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
to a studio versus outdoor.
Yeah.
then-
So some lights. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you want the photos to look like. You know, I mean, this is a pretty good light. A 3-foot octa is a good light to start with. People like soft boxes. Umbrellas are great. I mean, you can do so much with. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you want it to look like. You know what I'm saying? There's different types of headshots. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I would start with 1 light and then build up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to not give you an answer, but at the same time, it doesn't. I mean, you can have a million different ways to shoot a headshot, right? Like, and I've had people come to me and they're like, I want to do this exact thing, and then I can be like, well, that's this. But if you're just shooting, if you're trying to replicate natural light, I'm assuming you're shooting in the shade when you shoot natural light, get a large light source. That's going to be the most like a shade, right? And then use reflectors. And then when you're comfortable with that, like getting it to nail what you were doing outside, then start to tweak it and get like changes. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, we're using kind of a directional light with the grid. That's why we're having so much shadow. If I was using a bigger light source with You know, with no grid on it, it would be soft and flat and you wouldn't even need a fill necessarily, right? So that's what I would say there. But yeah, something big. Other questions? That's a good question though. In depth. That's an entire session. Other questions specifically about this? One more thing that we can do? No? No?
Yeah, we wanted
Oh.
a piece of gel or something.
Oh, really? A blue background? I'd kill you.
Red.
Yes.
Can we do this with a smaller flash? Like a deep one?
Can you do that with a smaller flash? I don't know. Can you, sir? Yeah, I mean, you definitely, this thing's turned way down. You could definitely use a smaller flash. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I used a one like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, which was a camera flash with the exact same modifier. So yeah, you don't need this flash. This is the flash that's on display at Adorama that I took to use, clearly with the price tag on it. I don't walk around with lights with price tags on. Yeah, you could use smaller flashes. But when given the option to use one over the other and they're both handed to me, I'm going to take the bigger one because there's a lot of reasons to have a bigger flash. But sure, you could use a small flash. Definitely.
I'll make it easy, Daniel. Just
Uh-oh.
rim light.
Do it. What do you want to do? Oh, a profile rim light.
Why don't we make this the background?
Yeah, we're going to do that, yeah. Should we do the, I thought you were going to do the Gavin Hoey.
No, let's make this a white background. You got it.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're going to do it. Okay, that's perfect. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to make a white background using the softbox as the background. Because why not? That's not anything what this class was about, but it doesn't really matter. It's never in the end what it was supposed to be. Yet it's something else. How you feeling? You feeling good?
Great.
Pauline's awesome, right?
Awesome.
Yes. You didn't get any claps like that.
What happened?
I don't either though. So we get nothing. We get no claps. She gets the claps. Yes.
You said to start out with 3 lights. So would it be for fill, main?
Oh, so why 3 lights? Like, what would you do with them?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, right. 3-point lighting can be a lot of different things. Generally speaking, you're going to want a key light, right, which is your main light, and then some kind of fill, and then something to light the background. That's usually your basic combination, but it could be a lot of different things. It could be, like we did here, key light, hair light background. We could also do key light, hair light, fill light. You know, there's a lot of different ways to do it. So, but yeah. But that's generally what you would do. Because you want to light your background usually. Not always. That's beautiful. Should we leave the grid on?
You're gonna do my. Okay.
Well, no, because
That's a Gavin Hoey shot.
well, it's not because I'm gonna leave the. Actually, what I'm gonna do is this.
Pull this, get a white background, and then
Oh no, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna try this first. Let me do something. I got a plan.
you know
I just want to see what this looks like.
I try to do what's best for you.
I know you do. I didn't meter this because I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. So it is black back there. Okay. No, I wasn't sure if the light would bounce around. I was guessing, right, based on my knowledge of this. With the grid on it, we don't have a lot of light bouncing around. So I'm going to use the frame of the softbox because why not? Come on, we got to do something interesting. This is my 17th year doing this.
I also got that reflector with a hole in it.
No. Oh my God. I was just talking about that today, actually, with Mackenzie. Actually, do you want to reflect it? No, let's use a light.
Just try to reflect. It's not enough.
What we're going to do is,
You want to burn it? You want to do a 10?
no, that's perfect. And then I'm going to do a grid.
Just a straight up pop.
Whoop-ah. Oh, did I take that picture?
No, that was Seth.
No, I did.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember pressing the button.
I did a white bounce.
You're not
Oh.
paying attention. You never pay attention. It's fine.
I was like, I don't think I took that. Okay, this is cool. We're doing something. We're doing something, fellas and ladies.
What do you want to do? Like a 45 or straight in?
45, yeah. Let's do a Rembrandt.
No, we're not doing. You do that, you're not going back to this space.
No Rembrandt allowed. All right, here we go, guys. We're getting funky. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. All right, so you're gonna have to stay relatively still once I set this. Man, you have good bone structure.
Yeah. You got a great skull, kid.
Yeah.
You got a great skull.
So you're gonna look like over this way? Good, like that? Perfecto. I speak Spanish, just because you didn't know that. That was my that was my Spanish. You're perfect. I like my weird composition.
Oh, look at that.
I did not meter it, so she's going to be absolutely white or
Oh.
black.
Did that fire?
No, good enough.
It is. Yeah, it's firing.
Wow,
It's firing. Yeah.
that can't be right. Something's not right.
Is it all the way down?
No. All right, so let's do this. That's in the C group, right?
I don't know what it's.
Let's turn them all off.
Oh, wait a second. This just turned off. So
I just did it. Oh, what are you doing?
I just turned it off. It's okay. All right, Bubby. It's fine.
All right, so I'm turning everything off, and then I'm going to go over to the C group and turn it on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's on. So now that should be the only one on.
Yeah, it's firing.
It's gotta be all the way down.
It's just not firing.
It's not firing with the trigger yet. There it is. Yeah, perfect.
Turn on that background light.
No, that's
Oh, that's nice. All right.
all right, now let's turn the
Now
background
we're gonna
light.
burn the back.
All right, here we go. UDS Maximus. Okay. Once again, this just wants to mess with me. Yeah, it's not. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Now we'll look. Probably should have metered it. Actually, I didn't have to. It was perfect. Okay, good. So let's actually get a good shot now. So,
Bounce here and get more for.
Okay, do
shoulder
it.
if you want.
oh, that's nice actually. Look that way. It's kind of Rembrandty. even more.
You-
Chin up a little bit. Right there, right there, right there. It's not Rembrandty. Don't worry about it. I swear it's not. That's beautiful. It's a very action movie. You know what though? Oh,
It's in
what is
fire
going
again.
on with this thing? Oh, you wonder if my batteries. We have battery issues lately. Let me change the battery. Although I feel like I just changed them, but
I had a Fuji remote here too.
That's the battery on the behind.
It's full.
yeah, that's fine. We're having a weirdness.
I feel like it's a less sensitive receiver.
No, the center pins are always weird,
You ready?
especially when you go vertical.
We're going vertical.
We're going vertical.
Well, worst case, we'll just pop and blur it. No?
Oh. Hang on a second.
There we go. All right, but see, here's one of those things. Like I see something to my eye that looks interesting. I love how warm this is. I'm gonna go back to color. And I'm going to turn off that flash and just
use the
drag.
modeling light.
Yeah.
So then you got to shut these down.
Yep. We're gonna kill that.
All right. So
We're gonna
you're
go.
gonna shoot the modeling light, like boost it. Yeah.
Yep.
And color picker when not over but
All right. So that's A, right? So,
Oh, you shut me off, kid.
sorry.
So that's full modeling light. You see it?
Right, but the problem. No. Oh, you know what though? You can't have the. You gotta change the channel.
So change channel.
Yep. So you can't have the modeling light on if the head's off, clearly. So we're gonna change the channel so it doesn't fire.
Wait a second.
Yeah, just put it on channel 4 or something. And then I'm gonna drag for it. We're gonna go half a second.
online.
Okay, so we're gonna, because it's the end,
Oh, it's the end.
and the only idea you guys had was put on a blue gel, which, come on now. I was looking through the camera, I saw this was warm, and I thought, oh, that's really nice how it's warm, beautiful light coming behind her. But when it flashes, it's clean, neutral light, right? I could put a gel on it, but that's too much work. So instead, I'm going to drag this light. I'm going to let it run for maybe like half a second exposure to get this light behind her lit, and then we're going to add the flash in the front to clean her up. So we'll do that. Here we go. So that you're going to have to remain somewhat still. Okay. It is not going to focus. There we go. Okay, that's just the background.
You want to light the focus?
Oh, wow, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna have to give it a little more.
Roll it forward.
Yes, please, thank you. Okay. All right, so we're getting the background. No.
Wow, that much.
Oh, okay, I see why. Here we go. 1 second.
Yeah, that's for me.
There we go, too much. All right, so we're gonna half a second, and then I'm gonna bring this flash on.
You can't see through the mirrors? The exposure?
Maybe turn off the mountain light on the beacon.
I haven't done set that way. Yeah, let's kill the model and the B10. There we go.
Oh.
So now I've got frozen,
It's like, are you by a traffic stop? I don't know.
right? And warm from the back, right? We're mixing the light. And she's not blurry because none of this light here is affecting her. Maybe at the edge here she would be at all.
You want to face in the light?
Sure.
I just want to see it.
What do you mean, like her face in the light? Yeah, sure. Can you look towards the light, Caroline? What do you mean? What do you mean, this light? So turn profile, basically. Which light are you talking about? The B10? All right, yeah. Can you look towards the? Yeah, perfect. But we're still talking about a strobe, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I'm also changing my composition for some reason. Can you turn it on for 1 second, the mounting light, so I can focus?
Oh, I'm sorry, kiddo.
There we go. Oh, hold on. She got taller for some reason. I don't know what happened. There we go.
I thought your tripod keeps it consistent.
Good. It does.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
And we left the modeling light on too, right? Or no? I turn modeling light off? On rather?
The monitor light on?
It's off.
Yeah, on.
Watch your face. There you go.
Okay, we're gonna focus. Turn towards the light for me, Pauline. Okay, modeling light off. And good.
All right, now we have to do a pop and blur.
No.
You know that's what has to
No, I don't go there at the end. Okay, so if you guys want to see pop and blur, Seth does it much better than I
Is
do.
it white? Is it
Well,
white
I'll do
color?
it next week.
Seth's gonna do it next week.
That is fine.
Okay. All right, so yeah, we can turn the lights back on. All right, guys. So basically, once again, we went off track at the end, as always. But the thing is that we're trying to create effects, especially when we start messing with things, right? We want to do things. We want to look. We want to create in camera the ultimate look we want to make. Even in the case of this one, where I like the thing to be warm, I made it happen as opposed to warming it up later, right? I knew how to do it, right? I said, well, I can drag my light here and I'll get warm light because I can see it with my eye. It's warm. Here's the thing: if that light had been hitting her face, it wouldn't have worked, right? You have to understand how things work. This is not lighting her in the front. Her has a massive mane of hair holding it back, right? So she's not getting a blur on her. So you got to consider that too. I couldn't just switch to the constant lights because if I did that, then she'd be blurry, or I'd have to crank my ISO. So keeping it the way that I wanted to have it, in order to do that, I created it here. So that's basically it, right? We're looking to create in the camera the effect that we're ultimately going to do. In the end, you want to try to reduce the amount of anything else that you need to do in post. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Think about how light hits people. Think about fill light, what we talked about there. That's going to help a lot. If somebody has like bags under their eyes or they have imperfect skin, lighting them and then filling in with a flatter light will help cover that up so that you don't have to do lots and lots of retouching, right? That's part of it, right? Okay, so next week is Inspire. Right? So if you guys don't know, there's going to be tons of stuff. Seth's doing a special effects demo on Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wednesday is 12:30.
Oh, Wednesday at 12:30. So come in and see him do a demon. Can I say what it is?
No.
Okay, it's not a demon. I'll be doing at 5, same day. I'm going to do a live show. It's going to be pretty awesome, actually, so get ready for that. And I have a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be nuts. It's called some crazy thing that doesn't mean anything, but don't worry about it. Go do it anyways. It's worth it. Shooting for atmosphere or something. We're doing a photo walk, but it's full.
Yeah, but we'll be at the shooting bays
We'll be at shooting bays.
all week with Joe McNally.
Yes, Joe
Just
McNally
saying
is going to
Joe
be there.
McNally.
Yeah, so
I mean, not
Just-
just names, but Joe McNally.
yeah, Joe McNally is going to be there. That's pretty awesome. On the 18th, I think I'm doing a photo walk that we just launched, so I don't think it's full yet, with the BMX athlete, Chad Douglas, who is pretty amazing. So we're going to go out and shoot BMX stuff. And I'll say, I'm not like a BMX shooter, so it's going to be something really different. It's going to hopefully be super cool. We're going to do lights. He's going to do all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to ask him to do a bunny hop.
Oh my God, you're killing me. I should be doing this walk. For the record, I should be doing
He
this.
should, he's a BMX kid. I was a skateboarder until I fell over once and then cried and then never did it again. Okay, so, but yeah,
We'll be there all week.
We're gonna be
guys
there
come
all week.
Shoot all
Yeah.
week at high-end setups. We'll have like 3 or 4 shooting days.
it's gonna be pretty awesome.
So it'll be me, him, and Joe McNally there the whole time. So
Yeah.
it's right down the block at the Alton Building.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty awesome. So if you go to, I guess the meetup is probably the easiest way, or adorama.com/events. There's like a gazillion events.
Adorama.com/inspire,
Oh.
and there's a whole calendar.
Yeah, so check us out there, guys. It's going to be awesome.
RSVP to what you can so they are aware of the crowd.
Yeah.
I already did.
You did. Good. Yeah, please RSVP. We get paid 5 cents per.
Workshops.
Oh, we also are doing some
plugging,
workshops.
man.
I'm plugging. I'm sorry, I forgot. Everybody asked us to do the workshops, so we started doing some workshops ourselves off-site. They're kind of fun at our studio, so if you guys want to be involved in that, it's really fun. It's hands-on, right? It's fun.
two
Hands-on.
things.
Is it fun? Yeah. Well, just say it. Yes.
This guy went.
It's fun. It's hands-on.
I know. I keep on like. I know.
Yeah, you guys have been, right?
But so
That you gotta go to.
go to either one of our Facebooks. The links
Yeah.
are sitting there. But they're at the end of this month. There's a Friday night and a Saturday afternoon, right?
Yep. Yeah. Next at the end of the month, at 29, 30, we're doing them. So those are super fun.
But those are hands-on, 4 hours. You come and shoot
Yeah.
in our studio.
Yeah. If you want to see us really exhausted, come at the end of the second one. It'll be really
Yell
nice.
at each other over a backdrop all day.
Yeah.
That's covered in blood for some reason.
There's some blood somewhere. No, there's no blood. Not on my side, anyways. So it's super fun though. Yeah, you guys have come. I'm putting
blood on
pressure
my
on you guys too.
equipment. There's only blood on my equipment, not. In the
So there's a lot of crap going on. If you guys don't follow us, please do. I'm Daniel Norton. Like I said at the beginning, this is Seth, by the way. Seth Miranda, last witness.
Excellent.
Last ex-witness on social.
On social, Dave. On social. The X is
Dave
silent.
the Bruska. And what is, okay, so this is Paulina, but you're actually like Power,
How Rui.
Power, yeah, so
did you
she's
drop a
fancy.
video?
We just,
dropped a video.
it's soon, yeah. So she's an actress here in New York City, she's pretty amazing. Right, so yeah.
She gets the applause.
Always, well look at her. She had to put up with this crap. And Dave gets the applause as well, yeah.
Hey, he shows up once in a while. I'm there all the time, every week. You guys don't do
It's
nothing.
Dave. All right, so yeah, guys, thanks for coming. We do appreciate it. I love to keep these things loose. Hopefully, you guys enjoy them. If you have ideas, you want us to do different things, let me know. I'd like to just go with the flow and knock stuff over sometimes. Yeah, that's it. I guess we can. Are we still streaming? Oh, yeah. All right, bye, Mom.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.